Hello, everybody. My name is Sunil Naphray, and it's a great pleasure to be doing another marvelous podcast with my very good friend and fellow practitioner in complementary alternative medicine, Mr. Satheesh Kumar, who is an exceptionally talented yoga and meditation teacher in his own right. He's based in Jakarta in Indonesia, and we are doing this live from across the world, from the United Kingdom. So can I say good morning to you, Satheesh? But I believe it is afternoon time.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Now it's good afternoon.
Oh, it's good afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you? Thank you very much. It is just after 9 a.m. in the United Kingdom. So can I ask you, what time exactly is it in Jakarta at this moment in time?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
PM.
Okay, so it's almost tea time.
Yeah,
Lovely.
yes.
Very nice. Okay. Well, if I can just explain to all the viewers who are watching that what we've decided to do in this podcast is to actually do a demonstration of a very important and significant strategy and technique used in energy psychology called the emotional freedom technique. And sometimes this is actually referred to as an acronym, EFT. Okay, you may have heard of EFT technique, EFT scripts, etc., or EFT classes. So we are going to be doing a live active demonstration where I'm going to be the instructor, and my good friend and colleague Satheesh is actually going to be a participant, an active participant in this. Okay, so we're going to base it on boosting one's happiness, well-being, inner peace, inner vibrancy, and also increasing one's vibration. So this is how we're going to be planning. This is how I've planned the script that I'm going to be using to do the demonstration. But before we do the actual active demonstration, what I'd like to do for the benefit of anyone watching, and also for Satheesh as well, because he's never come across this particular technique. The modalities that Satheesh normally works within in terms of his own practice is mostly based on yoga and also on meditation. And obviously, in terms of the modalities that I've been trained in and certified in, they are mostly to do with those that are within the complementary alternative medicine category, such as neuro-linguistic programming, or hypnotherapy, or timeline therapy, or matrix re-imprinting. But today, we're talking about the emotional freedom technique. Now, the emotional freedom technique is relatively a new discovery, and it's actually a fast evolving treatment within the field of energy psychology. And it is catching the attention of lots of healers, scientists, spiritualists, and also lots of lay people as well. Now, one very simple way of explaining what emotional freedom technique, as the name suggests, it's about freedom. It's about freeing negative energy that is not serving you, that's causing you to think in a certain way, maybe overly irrationally, maybe you're playing too much to some negative emotions, you're not in full control, you're not seeing a way through anything. And so with the emotional freedom aspect of this technique, another way of describing it is psychological acupressure. Now, I know in one of our podcasts, a technique, one of the techniques that Satheesh very kindly showed us is to use acupressure, where it's almost like acupuncture, but without the use of pins. This is a non-invasive technique, and it works in terms of psychological acupressure, in terms of how the technique actually works, in terms of releasing blockages within the energy system that are a source of emotional intensity and discomfort. So sometimes when you feel that there's something swishing around in your body, some negative energy that is affecting your heart rate, it's affecting your breathing, it's affecting the way that you see things, and you're seeing things in quite a negative light, that's actually in a disproportionate way, and is not what actually reality is actually dictating at this moment in time. Now, these blockages in our energy system, if we're not careful, they can lead to limiting beliefs. And one thing we need to be really mindful of is if we allow these situations, the way we perceive them, to allow them to become limiting negative beliefs, then they will plant themselves in our unconscious part of the mind. And that's where the attitude and the behaviors are formed. But what we want to try and do is we want to try to use our conscious mind in many, many respects, and some of our subconscious mind, to deal with the current energy, negative energy that we're currently feeling, that we're going to be releasing by doing certain things. Now, one of the things that, now again, with the emotional freedom technique, it's a really fantastic way if these blockages mean that you're lacking in confidence, that there's a real problem with your self-esteem at the moment. And I know that self-esteem and identity, these are big issues at the moment as we're all going through the fallout from the coronavirus pandemic, the effects of self-isolation by being in quarantine for a long, long time. Now, again, lots and lots of people are suffering from stress and anxiety and depression at this time. Many people have lost their jobs or their businesses, or they've been heavily impacted financially. And this is causing lots and lots of issues. So again, if you're feeling this, maybe once I try this technique and I do the demonstration, it may help. It may possibly help you in your current situation. But it can also be used for quite specific identifiable problems, like, for example, obsessive or compulsive disorders, possibly phobias. Maybe there's issues to do with, I want to give up smoking. I want to be able to give up the drinking of alcohol. You want to lose weight. You want to get fit. You want to be able to get over the death of a loved one. You're dealing with feelings of grief and bereavement, or there's some chronic illness that's going on. The energy release is something that is very, very powerful. It can have a massive healing effect. And essentially, the treatment itself, it involves the use of the fingertips and the connection with certain parts of the body, which I will demonstrate very shortly by showing you a diagram. And we also use the palm of one of our hands. So, for example, I am right-handed, so I will be using what we call a karate chop and using the base of my right hand, but I'll be using the base of my left hand to do the tapping here. So the tapping of the karate chop, as well as the tapping of the certain meridian points of the body, which I'll just explain in a short while, are the areas that we're going to be using to do this energy release. Okay, right then. Okay, so that's basically a very short description. Now, what I'm going to do, Satheesh, I'm going to just do a screen share of a diagram, okay? And can you just tell me, Satheesh, that you can see the diagram in front of you?
Yeah, I'm viewing.
Okay, right. Okay, amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to, there we go. I'm just going to move ourselves out the way so we can see the diagram. Okay, so this is just basically an image of a person. And obviously, what we've indicated on this particular image is the location of the different meridian points. Now, we've got the top of the head. So again, if I can just show you here, the fingertips here, we then just, and again, Steve, you can follow with me if you like. Basically, the first one is the top of the head. So we use both of our hands and the fingertips on the top of our hand to then tap, just tap gently top of the head. And the other one is the eyebrow. We tap the eyebrow, okay? Now, you might think, as I'm demonstrating this, this looks all bizarre because I've never had to do this before. Well, well, my friend, this is why we call it complementary and alternative therapies, okay? So, so this is why we're doing the video. So it introduces something which is interesting and hopefully intriguing as well and maybe helpful. Right, there's the eyebrow. Then we have the side of the eye. So we don't make any contact with the actual eyeball itself. Otherwise, we're going to cause a stinging sensation. So this is actually the side of the eye. Also, the underneath the eye as well. Now, you don't want to go too hard because, this is a very sensitive part of the face. So what you want to be able to do is just tap gently, okay? A few times. Then the other one is underneath the nose. So I'm going to try and do this while speaking clearly at the same time. So you've got underneath the nose as well. And then you've got underneath the chin. Okay? So, and then after that, you've got the collarbone. So just feel the collarbone. Okay? And then you feel underneath the armpits. Okay? So just feel underneath the armpits like, now you can either do it like this, or you can cross it like this. I prefer to do it like this, but it's entirely up to you. So once again, top of the head, side of the eyes, underneath the eye, underneath the nose, underneath the chin, collarbone, and here you've got the actual underarm. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 main meridian points around the body. Now, there may well be more, but we're looking at just 8 for this demonstration for emotional freedom technique. So there are 8 meridian points that we need to be focusing on. Now, what tends to happen is, I mean, I will demonstrate this technique in a very short while, will Satheesh, but as the instructor instructs the client to do the tapping, they will also be providing affirmations at the same time. Now, the affirmations, these are verbal statements which have a particular purpose in mind. And as I explained before, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be helping Satheesh boost his happiness levels, his sense of inner peace and calm and tranquility by me uttering these affirmations and asking him to tap at the same time. So this is going to require simultaneous action, simultaneous in terms of the physical action and responding to the verbal instructions at the same time. And what will happen is the tapping will then allow for the affirmations to go in and then for the negative energy to go out. This is the whole point of this activity. Okay then, Satheesh, are you ready now? Are you now ready to do the emotional freedom technique?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Fantastic. So thank you for doing this. Now, I want you to start with, so if you are right-handed, use your left hand and place your palm at the front. And then I'd like you to use your right hand because you're right-handed. And then I'd like you to start doing a karate chop like this. Okay? Fantastic. So just make gentle contact. So now I'm going to say to you now this. Okay? Just listen carefully to my instruction. Okay? You don't have to say anything. You just need to listen while you're tapping. So just do the tapping. Okay, Satheesh?
Yes, I am ready.
Thank you. Okay, so even though I'm not feeling very loving or appreciative right now, things feel a bit out of sorts to me. However, I honor how I feel and I accept who I am. So keep tapping with the karate chop. Even though it feels impossible to feel gratitude and love for everything, and I'm struggling with just surviving, I accept who I am and how I feel in this moment. Even though I feel stuck and the feeling of peace and happiness seem a long way off, I love who I am and I accept myself anyway. Keep tapping. Very good. Excellent speech. Even though this is a very challenging time for all of us living in lockdown, I feel that my happiness levels have been stripped away from me. But I still love myself anyway, regardless of what situation I am in or we are all in. Even though this is a very trying time for everybody, I still love myself fully and I still want to be happy. Okay, right. So we're now going to stop that tapping now. And what I'm going to do is we're going to now do the tapping of the 8 meridian points in our body. So we're going to start with the top of the head to start tapping. Okay. And we're going to now begin some very positive affirmations now to increase happiness and well-being and inner peace. I honor where I am right now and all the reasons why I am here. Okay, top of the head. Now, eyebrows. I chose to accept where I am right now and the reasons why feeling this way feels validating. Side of the eyes. I wonder if it's possible to feel better now. Okay, now underneath the eyes. I'm open to the possibility that my perception is clouded right now. Underneath the chin, the nose, sorry. I choose to let go of all that is keeping me from feeling gratitude. And now underneath the chin, my focus has been on what I don't want. No wonder I am not happy. Okay, now the collarbone. There is so much I have to be thankful for. And then underneath the arms, I chose to focus on all that's good around me, on all that's good within me. Okay, that's the first round. We're now going to repeat another round, but different affirmations. So start with the top of the head, Satheesh. Okay, so fingertips on the top of the head. Okay, the birds singing, the amazing wildlife, beautiful plants. We have so much to be grateful for on this planet. It fills me with lots of joy, bliss, and happiness. The eyebrows. There is so much beauty around me if I allow myself to see it and lean into it. There's so much about me that is special. So much I appreciate who I am. Side of the eyes. I am so grateful for all that I am, all I have learned, and all that I am becoming. Okay? Underneath the eyes, gently. I am grateful that I have the choice and freedom to choose what I focus on. Okay? Underneath the nose, to choose how I want to feel. I love this freedom of choice and freedom of focus. The chin. It is so empowering to know that I can change my focus and therefore raise my emotional state and my vibration at any time of my choosing. Collarbone. I choose appreciation, gratitude, and love. I am always have been love. Underneath the arms, I choose love, expanding into a greater version of me. Okay? Now, we're going to do this we're going to do one more round of the tapping and the meridian points, and then we're going to finish off with the karate chop, Satheesh, okay? So start again with the top of the head. I am wonderful. I am amazing. I deserve to be happy and live a life of joy and bliss. Eyebrows. I have many fantastic qualities, skills, and talents. I just sometimes need to remember them more often. Underneath the eyes. In the past, I've always been happy. I need to lean into those times to rebuild my confidence. Underneath the eyes here. Happiness is a human right, and I'm going to make sure I exercise that right at every available opportunity. The nose. I know that by being happy and blissful, This will also help me to heal inside any negativity or negative energy that is inside of me at the moment. The chin here. I have every possibility of becoming even more happier and raising my vibration to another level to help myself and also to help and serve others powerfully. Collarbone. I wish to be even more happier than I have ever been in my life, because I know that is my natural birthright. And also, happiness is a choice. Even if I am going through a problem or a challenge, I need to see the positives in there. That's how I'm going to deal with the situation. Otherwise, if I look at the negatives all the time, I'm not going to move forward, and it's going to take me further away from happiness. Okay? Right, Satheesh, we've done 3 rounds of the tapping around the 8 meridian points of the body. Now we're going to go back to we're going to finish off with the karate chop with some final affirmations. Okay, Satheesh? So listen very carefully. So even though I am living in very, very trying and challenging times at this moment in time, there's so many things that are happening in the world. Sometimes it makes me feel down. However, I need to be rest assured that things will get better, because I will make a conscious effort to make them better myself as much as I possibly can. Even though sometimes I don't always feel happy, it doesn't matter. I still love myself anyway. I still celebrate who I am every single moment of every single day. Even though at times I sometimes become overwhelmed by what I watch in the news and what I hear about other people's situations and predicaments. And I feel so sorry that these things are out of my control. But I still love myself fully and unconditionally. Okay? So what we're going to do now, because we've been doing, Satheesh, lots of tapping and listening, you're just now going to undertake a chill seeker breathing exercise, so we can just get back into an equilibrium, because when we do all this tapping, we're using lots of energy. So we want to try and get our breathing back to a much more calmer state. So if you can breathe in, inhale to a count of 5, breathe in, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out. 3, 4, 5. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay then. Calm and peace and serenity. Now, thank you so much, Satheesh. Do you want to give yourself a minute just to think or relax? Or are you happy to start a discussion and feedback on that technique? This was the emotional freedom technique.
It's good. It's a nice experience.
Yes.
Actually, what you say, we have to attract the positive vibration, positive energy, and release the negative energy from our mind.
Yes.
When I listen your the words, speeches, and then do the tapping and then the touching the Meridian point.
Yes.
It's a psychological acupressure.
Yes.
Really, it creates something awesome. Some very good changes in my body when I follow your instructions and everything. Really, it's wonderful.
That's great. Can I just ask you a question, Steve? That's an amazing thing that you said. You said you experienced some changes in your body. Would you be able to explain a little bit more detail about those changes? What was happening
my,
inside you?
my mind become peaceful.
Ah, okay, great, great.
It's very important.
Yeah.
You are telling that alpha level. Alpha mean how our wavelength, how our thinking, it should reach the alpha level. Alpha level mean our mind will be peaceful,
Mm,
calm,
mm,
state of calmness, like yeah, not like a river, just like a bond. So
mm,
keep silent.
mm.
If your mind is keep silent, you always attract the positive energy.
Yes,
So
yes.
got that feeling after your the powerful words and everything. And it's a good experience to me. And also
Fantastic.
these are all Meridian Points are acupressure. So you have to stimulate the points,
Yes,
especially the
yes,
top
yes.
points and here,
Mm,
here. These are the acupressure points. So if
yes,
you stimulate automatically, it will enrich your good psychological well-being.
yes, absolutely. And I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions, if I may. As you were following my instructions and as you were doing the demonstration with myself, leading on this, did you feel very present? Were you thinking about anything in the past or the future? Were you just focusing on the here and now and your well-being and your happiness levels? Is that what was happening to you in that moment? Were you very
Moment
present?
I concentrate on present only.
Yes.
Present. That is very important. That in our yoga also they are telling lot of things. For example, when you take food also,
Yes.
you have to live with the present. For example, now you are drinking coffee.
Yes. My ginger tea with lemon.
Now you are drinking coffee. What they are telling, no need to drink a full cup of coffee.
Ah, right. Okay.
A big, a little ounce. So while you are drinking the ounce, live with it.
Mm,
Enjoy,
yes.
enjoy
Savor it.
every drop of the coffee.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
No need to drink full cup, 500 milli or
Yeah.
50 milliliter, no need. Just 25 milliliter. So drinking, close your eyes, close your eyes, enjoy the taste. Drop by drop, drop by drop. Mean you are getting full satisfaction.
Yes. Yes,
To drink
absolutely.
a full
Yeah.
cup of cup. That's why whatever you are, we say something, you have to live with it. One more thing, there is a holy bath we are telling in yoga. Holy bath means while taking bath, you have to don't take bath under shower.
Mm,
Little bucket of water,
yeah.
little, and then drop the water slowly.
Ah,
Close your eyes and feel the bathing.
yes. Yes.
This cup of water, you have to use it for 2 or 3 minutes. Slowly drop the water. So
Yeah.
you close your eyes and feel the pleasure when the water touch your head, touch your shoulder. You just think that the lot of positive energy will go.
Yeah.
This water is a holy water, enter in your body, and you are getting lot of magnetic field. You attract lot of magnetic field,
Yes. Yes.
galaxy,
Yes.
like that you feel that. And taking food also, taking whatever you are eating, don't talk to anyone.
Mm,
Take the food, enjoy the taste,
yes.
bit by bit,
Yes.
slowly enjoy. Don't speak anything, don't watch the television. Enjoy the taste, close your eyes. That is very powerful food.
Yes. It is. It is.
For yoga, automatically it is mingled with meditation. This meditation mingle with your life.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Simple,
amazing.
empty your mind. Powerful word, empty your mind.
Yeah.
Don't be get distracted by 2 or 3 things.
Yes.
Keep in always empty. Listening, whatever they are saying, whatever we are getting, listening, empty your mind. That is a powerful meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is another way I'm telling.
Amazing.
I
It's amazing.
experience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's amazing how, you know, we're coming from slightly different modalities, but there's lots of similarities. But I think what's very
Exactly.
common is that it's helping us both to stay on the spiritual path, in the sense that we know the value of being connected to the present and our whole being, our sense of inner energy, vitality, and how important that is. That, as you said, very basic things like savoring your drink, or, you know, eating every morsel of food, but enjoying it and savoring the taste and just focusing on that. Because you're right, sometimes we just eat unconsciously. We'll just eat just to keep the belly full, when really we should be allowing it to the whole body to enjoy it, you know, and even our
For
mind.
example, now you drank coffee. The first two sip, you know. The
Yes.
taste of coffee, first two sip, you know. The third sip, you forgot. You
Yes.
don't know what about the
Yes.
taste.
Yes.
You don't care about the taste,
Yes.
and you consider the 250 milli.
I have to
You come,
say, I
but
have,
first 10 milli only you enjoy the taste. So what is the use of another 240 milliliter?
you know,
So
that's so true.
yeah,
Yes,
no need to
true.
drink. Enjoy it. Whatever doing, enjoy it, absorb it, and enjoy the taste. It's good. It
That's
will
really good. Yeah,
more energy.
you're right, because before you mentioned about the drink, I was drinking it unconsciously. I was thinking I'm just drinking it. But when you said when you drink you should enjoy it and savor it, then the next time I drank from the mug, I actually enjoyed it a lot more, because you just
Uh,
made me more conscious to what I was doing. And I mean, some people may think, well, this is too hard for me. I've got so many things on my mind. I can't. But then if you try to do that just by becoming present, um, connecting with your breath, connecting with what you're drinking and eating, just by virtue of doing these things, which I call anchors, they help you to get into that state, that present state, where you can try and achieve equilibrium, equanimity, peace, and inner joy and blissfulness from those things. And you can just put everything to one side, because if you're not careful, if we're too much in the stress of the past and the regret and then the anxiety and the fear of the future, it takes us away from the present and enjoyment. This is why lots of people struggle to be happy, even though there's probably lots of good things happening to them at the moment. You know, maybe they are in a very good situation, but they're not feeling it, because they're being their state is somewhere, their mind is somewhere else. And I feel that emotional freedom technique, yoga, meditation, it just helps you to be present. And if you choose to go on a spiritual path where you are connecting fully with this, with with everything living, everything that is, you're connecting to it. Even if you are walking in, I mean, I just walk in my garden, and I just marvel at the beautiful trees, and I just soak in the lovely fresh air, and I just observe, just things like my garden furniture, how beautiful it is, and just thinking, well, somebody has taken time to make that. It looks fantastic, and not take it for granted that I just sit there and just eat my barbecue burger or sandwich on there. But I'm actually just, feeling the chair, and I'm feeling that, this feels fantastic. It's making me feel relaxed because of this chair. Simple things like that just help you to be more grounded and more present, rather than just sitting there and eating and talking about past things and whatnot.
for
So I
example,
find,
you have very good garden in your house. So
yes,
when you go to the garden tomorrow, you enjoy every plant.
yes, yes,
You enjoy every
yes,
flower you see that.
yes,
Must be happy. Each and every flower, each and every leaf, you just observe it.
yeah,
Previously, you don't know
yeah,
how many flowers in your garden. Now
yes.
see that how the flower, how length it is. Just to see, enjoy, live with it. Definitely, it is automatically a meditation. Mind
Yeah,
will be peace.
absolutely. And I think also, Satish, every one of us in the world, we're going through our own experience of what it feels like to be in lockdown. Okay. Now, I have shared very openly, probably on our podcast or other podcasts, that in the first week of the lockdown, maybe 8, 9 weeks ago, I struggled emotionally. I struggled. I just felt trapped and constrained. That my natural energy is to go outside and, you know, and do things and make things happen, do projects and travel everywhere around the country. And I couldn't do that anymore. And it was like the rug was taken underneath my feet. And bless my son, who was like my counselor, said, yes, Dad, please, you can't do the things that you used to do. You can't go to the gym. You can't go and go to London and catch a tube train anymore. It's just not going to happen now for a long, long time, because it's a choice of life and death, you know. And then what happened was, Satheesh, then I think the first week, like all of us were in a state of shock. Couldn't believe what was going on. It just felt so different. Then it was such a different change and completely upset everyone's routine. And I know routines are continue to be upset. Well, I totally understand that, which is why, you know, I'm trying to do whatever I can to reach out to people, to you know, look at ways of trying to deal with the emotional impact and the mental impact of all of this. But what's happened for me though, Satheesh, that once I understood what was going on, then I accepted it. I had, in the present moment, I accepted what was happening, and I had to then change my mindset to saying, look, you can't go out. There isn't the work anyway, so there's no point worrying about it. So just try and do what you can inside. And then I then started to appreciate everything in my house, in my garden, because I had the time to be in it. I had the time to be in it for me to lean into it, to be more present. So in some respects, the last 7 weeks, I have been very present in my house. You know, my son lives with me at the moment, so we've been very present with each other. And also all the interactions I've been having with people, with friends, with family, with people, with good people like yourself around the world, around the UK, talking to them, doing podcasts, interacting with them. It has encouraged me to be even more present than before. And I'm feeling that I have become more spiritual. My spirituality has had a massive boost. My sense of being present has had a massive boost by being in isolation. Do you feel as well? Just one question, because you are much more experienced in this than I am. But you know how lots of, particularly sages, you know, people who are in the more religious side, say like in India, where, you know, where they are meditating for hours and hours every day by the Ganges or wherever it might be in India. Do you feel that by this self-imposed self-isolation, quarantining, that they're becoming more powerful internally and more present by doing it? It's always amazes me how people can just be in that state, sitting down for hours and hours and closing their eyes. But it must be a very powerful experience, surely.
Actually, meditation is a very powerful one.
Yeah.
Because actually, I'm doing 2 times meditation: morning 15 minutes, evening 15 minutes.
That's brilliant.
So that I overcome my stress and the emotions, because we cannot alter the situation.
No.
We have to live with the situation, because everything in the hands of God. We cannot do anything.
Yeah.
So we cannot change the situation, but we have to float with the situation.
Yes, that's really good. I like the way you said
that. Can be done by meditation.
Yeah.
Morning.
To accept it. It's there. Just got to go.
The whole day will be peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very excellent one. And also I'm getting very good sleep because of the meditation.
Yeah, my sleep has improved as well the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah. Even you know that if you do the deep meditation,
yeah,
even change the dreams also.
Mm.
You can go into your dreams and change the dream. Change the progress of the dream also. That can be possible by deep meditation.
Yeah, okay. Fantastic.
That's why our ancestors did it.
Yes.
Anything, they can modify anything.
That's interesting. I'm just wondering. Yeah, I'm just wondering whether our ancestors who did meditation, whether they did meditation for our own betterment, for us to be able to live a full life in the present, but they're doing it, you know, when they did it, they did it from the place of, you know, future projection for the future generations, for us to have a much more fulfilling and rewarding life.
And also the nature has given a very good lesson to us.
Yeah.
Corona, after Corona.
Yeah.
So our life will be completely changed after
Yes.
Corona
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
After once Corona ends, our life will be completely changed.
It will be different. It will be different.
Old life, whatever we enjoyed in old life, we cannot enjoy it.
Yeah.
But we have to live with the present change and adapt to the new
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Practice it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You have to adapt to the situation. Wherever, suppose you are living in a desert, suppose you are living in a remote jungle.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt the situation. You have to live with it.
Yeah.
You can over it. You just live with it, float with it. It's my opinion.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do, Satheesh, is obviously we're going to continue chatting for a little longer, but for the purpose of this podcast, this is now coming to an end. So I just want to, so I'm just, obviously I'll have to press the record button off, but I'd like to thank you so much for being a really active participant in this emotional freedom technique demonstration. And you've offered, you know, all of us, the whole audience around the world, lots of tremendous insights. And I love what you said about we have to float into it, float in it. You know, that's amazing, because that helps us to, it gives us something to work towards, you know, that we can actually get through this, but we have to lean into it. We have to accept it and try to get the positives out of this as much as we can. Okay, then. So Satheesh, until the next podcast, thank you very much.
Vanakkam.